It has changed the way a lot of us think about getting around in the city, but it has been a bad week for rideshare companies as they now fend off more accusations of sexual assaults. Thanks for joining us on 13 Action News Live at 11. I'm Todd Quinones.
And I'm Trisha Keene. Both Uber and Lyft face new lawsuits from alleged victims who say they were assaulted during their ride.
And 13 Action News anchor Carla Wade now joins us, and she is talking live. She's talking with a sex crimes expert who says that both the companies and customers have to do more to protect themselves. Carla.
Yeah, both Uber and Lyft say that right now they are reviewing their policies so that they can make their rides safer. But our expert says that they really need to take a look at why and understand why this has become such a huge problem for ride-sharing companies. In a city like Las Vegas with so many bars, nightclubs, and attractions along the often crowded strip, ride-sharing services are both easy to find and a practical choice. But Uber recently released some surprising numbers. There were nearly 6,000 reports of sexual assault between 2017 and 2018, with drivers reporting assaults nearly as often as riders.
Just because someone is an Uber driver or a Lyft driver and they have passed a background check does not mean that they're automatically a safe person.
Psychotherapist and sex crimes expert Allison Shanker works with both victims and offenders. She says just the concept of ride sharing itself can be appealing to sexual predators looking for victims.
You're usually dealing with someone who's very vulnerable. They're in your back seat. You're in the driver's seat. Oftentimes it's just you and the passenger, or alternately, you and the driver, and you really are in a very, very vulnerable place. So it is definitely a job that could attract sex offenders.
Back in February, 13 investigative reporter Joe Bartels introduced you to Doris Peterson. Peterson had been an Uber driver for 2 years when she says a male passenger she picked up at a McDonald's near Paradise Road and Twain Avenue groped her and demanded a sex act from her.
He then proceeded to grab my face and start trying to kiss me, and that's when the reality of what was happening, that I was in a bad situation.
Months later, Peterson says that man still hasn't been caught. Uber's competitor Lyft is facing new lawsuits from more than a dozen new alleged sexual assault victims. While a lot of people rely on ride-sharing services when they've had one too many, Shanker says being sober is a huge barrier of protection, and so is not being distracted by phones or other devices.
How many times do we get in a car and we're in our phones and we're texting and maybe on social media? Pay attention, because if you see that the driver is going in the complete opposite direction of your destination, you need to get out of that car.
And Shanker also recommends never riding alone in an Uber or a Lyft, and she also says you should always use the part of the app that allows a friend of yours to track your ride. Also, she says drivers as well as passengers should feel empowered that if they ever feel unsafe, that they should be able to end the ride immediately. Reporting live, Carla Wade, 13 Action News.